You ever feel like you're falling behind in life? Like by 30, you're supposed to have it all. Married, house, great job. That's the checklist, right? But life isn't that simple. Everyone is on their own timeline. Some of us don't even want the same things. From the outside, you'd look at me, living in London, good job, traveling, and think I've got it all figured out. But here's the truth. We're probably more alike than you'd expect. I live in a house share with 3 strangers that I met on the internet. And it's very anesthetic and kind of depressing. Just look at this. Very aesthetic. How lovely. Hello, MTV. Welcome to my crib. Living with people is not the best because there's a lot of mess, people don't clean, and it's just really, really difficult. But I live in London and that's the reality. In order to rent your own flat, you need to make a lot of money, and famously, salaries in the UK are quite low, even in London. So a lot of people our age, they're still renting. And you might say, oh, Daria, you can just move away from London. You can move up north. I moved here a year ago from Edinburgh because there's not a lot of job opportunities out there, especially in creative field. So, and also, I feel like I'm still too young and I have too much energy and I want to do so many things. You know, London is the place to be, or any other big city. So maybe one day I'm gonna move to a cottage somewhere up north or in Scotland, but it's not the time. Definitely not the time. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to afford to buy my own house. But to be honest, actually, I'm not 100% sure that I want that. At least not now, because I still don't know where I want to live. For now, I'm in London. Next year, I might be, I don't know, in Toronto and New York, whatever. I'm still trying to find myself and I'm still trying to figure out where I want to live. Because I think the world is too big and life is too short to stay in one place. And my goal is to live in as many places as I can. So I don't know when I'm gonna settle down one day. It might be Scotland. Maybe, perhaps. I don't know. So it's not for me to decide yet. I do think sharing a flat with someone is difficult and I wish I could live by myself, but this is not the reality for now. So I don't think there's any point of me dwelling on it because it is what it is. If I want to live in London, I need to share the flat. I can live by myself somewhere else. So it's my choice. I choose my heart, you know? It's hard to live in a small city when nothing happens, there's not so many opportunities. And also, I might remind you, a lot of jobs now are office based. Hybrid, you're lucky. I don't think there's a lot of remote position at the moment. So it's not like it used to be a couple of years ago where you can just live whatever. Like I lived in Edinburgh and my job was in London, but it's basically not the reality anymore, apart from some cases. So the choice either is to live here and share a flat, or maybe make a lot of money. But obviously that's not that easy. I have a good job, but still, I wouldn't be able to rent by myself. London, am I right? But I honestly don't regret it. When I lived in Poland, I lived by myself, but I wouldn't go back and do that now. No way. I might be in a different position in a couple of years, but you know, I'm still young, I'm still finding myself, I still have strength and like will to do so many things. So, meh. So yeah, for now, it's me in this very anesthetic and disgusting kitchen because honestly, the quality of flats in this country is appalling. There's mold everywhere. Luckily, not here, but like the quality is not great and the landlord keeps thinking that he has such a gem and wants to put up price every year. But yeah, that's what we work with now. And sometimes I do feel bad about not having this aesthetic place, especially when I create content and you know, I wanted to do UGC, and a lot of brands are asking for you to have very aesthetic bathroom, bedroom, whatever. I don't have that, but I feel like a lot of us don't. So I'm choosing not to feel bad about it. I've never been in a long-term relationship. Woohoo! I am 34 years old. And I've never been in a relationship that's longer than 3 months. You might think of me, oh my god, Daria, this is such a red flag, but it's not my fault. I've been in a couple of situationships, but they were not good for me, and those men were not good for me. So why would I then stuck with them? Just because I don't want to be alone? I think bigger red flag is someone who's jumping from one relationship to another just because they're scared of being alone. I know there's such a huge pressure to like be married and have family by the time you're 30, or at least something long term. But you know what? It doesn't happen for everyone. A lot of us are late bloomers. A lot of us don't have luck in love, and there's nothing wrong about it. And then people will be saying, oh, you're just too picky. Good. Be picky. It's your life. You have only one life. Do you want to be unhappy in the relationship and miserable and not feeling like you can escape? That sounds to me even worse than being alone. And honestly, I don't mind being alone. I'm so happy. I can do whatever I want. No one can ruin my mood. And I know so many people, most of my friends actually, were not really that happy in relationships and regret getting married. So I'm not against relationships, but honestly, it has to be with someone who adds something to your life, not just because, they exist and you don't want to be alone. I think there's a lot of us single, unmarried, in your 30s, and there's nothing wrong about it. This contains all the makeup that I own. Let me show you. I have old box of setting powder that I use this with. This is the only blush that I own, and I think I've had it since 2014. It's 10 years old. I really need to buy a new one. This is mascara that I use. I honestly really, really recommend it. And then I have eyeshadow, couple lip globs, couple of lip glosses, and then one palette that I got from my friend. To be honest, it's not something that I've done on purpose. I used to be obsessed with makeup. Like a couple of years ago, I had so much. I had so many palettes, and I was just, sometimes in the evenings, I would just put makeup on without even going anywhere. Just like the art. But because I was moving a lot, I had to downsize. And something happened in 2020 when we got stuck at home. I stopped wearing makeup at all, and now I feel so weird, like I'm wearing a mask. Like I get like sensory issues, I guess, and I don't wear a lot of foundation. I have one, and I mix it with moisturizer. So basically, I want to kind of make a new collection, so maybe recommend me good things. But honestly, you don't need much. I think like I look okay every day, and I've been wearing my 10-year-old blush. So also, those influencers that buy new blush every week, everything that comes out, and they have boxes and boxes of shit. Don't listen to them. You don't need all of that. Okay, let's go. I live for the weekend, and usually I don't even have amazing plans then, because I moved to London a year ago and I still haven't made a lot of friends. I try to explore and do other things, but during the week after work, I'm pooped. I'm home usually between 6 or 7 p.m. and the last thing I want to do is go somewhere else. I can move places, I can go somewhere else, but when you go somewhere, you're there, you know what I mean? You still live very average life, mostly. If you have a full-time job, one of the things I want to improve is I actually want to do something after work at least once a week. So I'm gonna be working on that from now on. But you might think some people have those exciting lives, but honestly, we're just kind of tired. Especially I feel in London, it's so difficult to even meet your friends because everyone lives so far away. I'm nowhere near what I want to be career-wise. I keep changing job and my careers in my 30s so many times. When I was 32, I changed my career completely. When I moved to the UK in 2018, I started doing random jobs like admin, finance, credit control, not like fancy finance. And then in 2022, I got my dream job, which was working in marketing and advertisement. And I quit that job in May to kind of pursue my passion and have a little break. And now I'm working again, and I don't know 100% what I want. And I'm not where I want to be yet. I think I want to start my own business, but we'll see. And you would think people our age have to have everything figured out, but we're just searching. Let me tell you, from my point of view, no one actually knows what they're doing and what they want, fully. That's my opinion. And I feel like everyone kind of low-key hate their job and wish they could do something else, but they don't have enough courage to pursue what they want. So the one thing that I want to leave you with is it's not that serious. If you want to quit your job, obviously, if you have people that you need to feed, that's a bit different. But if you're like me, you're single, you don't have kids, go for it. Explore what you want. And also, if you don't have a great career now, it doesn't mean that you're not gonna go there later on. We're on our own timelines. You're not late. You're exactly where you need to be. And honestly, don't get stuck in doing things you hate. You have only one life. It's not that serious. I don't want to have kids, ever. I don't want to have a family. I don't want to be a mother. And I'm 100% sure of that. If I ever have a kid, you have to know I lost my mind. I'm not interested in being someone's mother. I'm sometimes getting comments of people saying oh, wait until you're 50 and you're lonely. I have friends. I know so many people. I know so many women
who devote themselves to being mothers and wives, and they cast aside their friends, and then one day they wake up and the husband cheats on them or something happens and they're alone. That's not gonna happen to me. I have friends. Also, I can entertain myself very well. Thank you very much. I'll never be lonely as long as I have internet. I'm joking. Kind of. But yeah, I don't want to be a mother. I think every child should be wanted. And I feel very privileged that I live in society and a year in time that I am able to choose. And this is my choice. I like kids. I recently became an auntie. My brother and sister-in-law, they have a daughter now, and I love her to pieces. And she's a very lucky girl because she has like a bonus parent, because I'm never going to have my own kids, so I can spoil her rotten. And what's mine? It's something going to be hers and her sibling. So it's a win-win situation for everyone. But yeah, I don't see myself devoting my life to someone else like that. I'm too selfish for that, if you will. You can call me selfish, that's fine. I know what I want and I need a lot of alone time. And when you're a parent, you don't get that at all. You know those memes and like jokes on the internet, mothers saying that they always drink cold coffee because, you know, the coffee gets cold because of the kids want their attention, or they can never even go to the bathroom by themselves because someone is following them. For me, that's my nightmare. And also being around other moms, like mom groups. I don't want to sound judgmental, but I've been in situations so many times when they just start talking about their kids, and I find it very annoying. If you're my friend and I know your kid, fabulous. But being around other moms, they just, no, don't even get me started. I don't want to get cancelled. But yeah, not everyone wants the same life. And I feel like nowadays I meet so many women who are in the same situation, that they don't want to have a family, and the world is changing. So if you don't want to, you don't have to. You have that choice now. I always struggle with my weight and my body image. I've been overweight my entire adult life, and I always wanted to change it. I am on a weight loss journey now and it's going well, but it is so difficult being fat. Don't tell me it's not. I have so many videos about it. You can go and watch it. But what I'm going to tell you is it affects every aspect of your life. And I am a very fashionable girl. I love fashion, but I find it very difficult to shop for myself. And I find it very difficult to perceive myself as looking good in something that I'm wearing. So I have like 3 outfits that I rewear all the time. Every time you see me, if I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna be in the same fucking thing. Because these are the outfits that I feel comfortable in and like the least ugly. So I'm an outfit repeater. I find shopping ridiculous. First of all, there's so many brands that will charge you so much money for plastic. Everything is made out of polyester, and then you sweat and you stink. And also, I'm sorry, but the audacity to charge like 300 quid for something that's made of polyester? Are you okay? That's like a big side note. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel kind of bad that I don't have so many clothes, but on the other hand, you don't need that many. So yeah, I'm an outfit repeater and I'm not even ashamed of it. If I look good to myself in something, I'm just gonna be re-wearing it. Also, you buy clothes to rewear them, right? Why are we shaming people for wearing the same thing all the time? Think about cost per wear. That's a girl math. I am 34 years old and this is my face. Disclaimer, this part of the video is not to shame anyone who's doing botox and fillers and surgeries, but I think it's kind of sad how we nitpick about everything about our bodies. Like when I was growing up, it was you were either like pretty or ugly, fat or thin, and now there's so many things every week that is like trending on Instagram, on TikTok, of like what's wrong with you. I am lost. I see 18-year-old girls who do botox. You don't need botox. You don't need fillers. Most of it looks kind of ridiculous. Do you remember it got viral? I think it was like Love Island UK or something, where all the girls were like early 20s and they kind of look like well-preserved 45-year-olds. I don't think that's the effect you want. And also, I think in the UK, the regulation is not there. So people, they can take like a weekend course and then they start doing injectables, which is very, very scary. You need to go to someone who knows how to balance the face properly and all of that things. So yeah, please be careful. And also, you don't need it. It's a privilege to grow old. Not everyone gets to. I'm not against it. One day I might. I think this is honestly getting out of hands. Personally, I think we can just like, I don't know why we nitpick all those like tiny, tiny things and we make them a thing. You know what I mean? I cannot even think of an example now. But like, I don't know, hip dips. Like, what the fuck is that? I don't know. Man, I think this is kind of sad. Even the most gorgeous girls, they think that they have something wrong with them because social media told them. Like, come on. I don't know. I'm 34 years old and this is my natural face. I'm not doing anything to it now. And I think I might look younger than some of the 20-year-olds because, you know, I feel like fillers age you a lot. So think about that. Sorry if I offended anyone, but this is just my opinion. Let's stop doing this to each other. Let's stop inventing things that don't exist, that are wrong with our bodies. Honestly, I think this is so exhausting and so unnecessary. I see so many comments of girls thinking, oh my God, I didn't know I even have that. I didn't know this is the thing that I need to fix about myself. Come on. Stop it. Quit it. Let's embrace our natural beauty and let's embrace aging because it's a privilege, like I said. So stop it. So remember, you're not behind in life. You're exactly where you need to be. I make a lot of content on here about life in my 30s. I do vlogs. I do a lot of like videos like this that you just watched. So if you're into that, please follow me here and on Instagram and TikTok. And I'll see you in my next video.